base of the singing well. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky over Willow Creek in hues of orange and purple. Officer Mia Torres adjusted her cap as she stepped out of her patrol car, the gravel crunching under her boots. The call had come in late, unusual for this sleepy town, reporting strange noises from the old Peterson farm on the outskirts. The dispatcher's voice had been tinged with unease, mentioning something about a singing well. Mia, a 6-year veteran with a no-nonsense attitude, chalked it up to another prank or a drunk farmer's imagination. But as she approached the property, a chill settled in her bones, despite the warm June evening. The Peterson farm was a relic, its weathered barn leaning precariously and its fields overgrown with weeds. The house, a sagging 2-story with chipped paint, stood silent, its windows dark. Mia's flashlight swept the yard, catching on the rusted windmill in the stone well near the barn. That's when she heard it, a faint melodic hum, rising and falling like a voice carried on the breeze. Her grip tightened on her flashlight. It wasn't the wind. It was coming from the well. "Blackthorn PD," she called, her voice cutting through the dusk. "Anyone out here?" No answer, just the hum, now clearer, almost like a lullaby. She approached the well, its stone rim moss-covered and cracked. Peering over the edge, she saw only darkness, the beam of her light swallowed by the depths. The sound grew louder, a haunting melody that seemed to vibrate in her chest. She shook her head, dismissing the unease. Probably a trick of the acoustics, she told herself. She radioed in. "Torres here, at the Peterson place, investigating a noise complaint. Seems like a false alarm. Maybe a stuck pipe or something." "Over. Copy that, Torres," came the crackling reply. "Keep us posted." Mia circled the well, noting the fresh mud around its base, as if someone had been there recently. She knelt, her fingers brushing the damp earth, and found a small silver locket half buried. She opened it, revealing a faded photo of a young girl with wide eyes and a shy smile. No name, no date. Her stomach twisted. The Petersons had no kids, at least not anymore. Old man Peterson had lived alone since his wife died years ago, and he'd passed last winter. The farm had been abandoned since. The hum stopped abruptly, replaced by a splash from the well. Mia jolted, her hand flying to her holster. "Hello?" she called again, leaning over the edge. A faint giggle echoed up, childlike and eerie. She stepped back, her heart pounding. This wasn't a prank. She needed backup. Before she could radio again, a figure emerged from the barn. A wiry man in tattered overalls, his face gaunt and shadowed. "You shouldn't be here," he rasped, his voice rough as gravel. Mia straightened, her training kicking in. "Blackthorn PD, identify yourself." The man hesitated, then shuffled closer. "Name's Clyde. I was Peterson's hand. Been keeping an eye on the place. You heard it, didn't you? The singing." "What's going on here, Clyde?" Mia asked, keeping her tone firm. "What's making that noise?" Clyde's eyes darted to the well. "Ain't a what? It's a who, or was. That well. It's got a story. Peterson's girl Lily fell in back in 72. Never found her body. Folks say she sings now, calling for someone to bring her up." Mia frowned. The police records mention no child. "You're saying this is a ghost story?" Clyde shook his head. "Ain't no story. I heard her myself, and others have too. People go missing after. Peterson knew. That's why he stayed, trying to make it right." Before Mia could press further, the hum returned, louder, joined by a splash. Clyde backed away, his face pale. "You best leave, officer. It's waking up." Mia ignored him, stepping toward the well again. She shone her flashlight down, and this time she saw movement, a pale hand breaking the surface of the water, then vanishing. Her breath caught. She unclipped her radio. "Torres to base. I need backup at the Peterson farm. Possible disturbance and, I don't know, something weird with the well. Over." Static. No response. She tried again, but the radio was dead. The hum turned into a full song, a child's voice singing an old nursery rhyme, warped and mournful. Mia's skin prickled. She turned to Clyde, but he was gone, the barn door swinging shut. Against her better judgment, she grabbed a rope from her trunk and tied it to the well's iron ring. She needed to know. She lowered herself down, the damp air closing in as the song grew louder. The water was cold, lapping at her boots as she descended. Her flashlight revealed a narrow chamber, its walls slick with algae. At the bottom lay a skeleton, small and delicate, a silver locket around its neck, matching the one she'd found. The singing stopped. The water rippled, and a figure rose. Lily, or what was left of her. Her face was translucent, her eyes hollow, but her voice was clear. "Help me," she whispered. "They're coming." "Who?" Mia asked, her voice shaking. "The ones who took me." Lily's form flickered, and shadows moved behind her, tall, faceless figures with outstretched hands. Mia scrambled up the rope, her muscles burning, as the water churned below. She reached the top, hauling herself over the rim, just as the shadows surged upward, their fingers brushing her boots. She ran to her car, the engine sputtering to life. The patrol lights flashed, cutting through the growing dark. She sped toward town, her mind racing. At the station, she reported the incident, but her story sounded insane even to her. The sergeant, a grizzled man named Carter, raised an eyebrow. "A singing well? A ghost kid? Torres, you've been out in the sun too long." "I know how it sounds," she said, slamming the locket onto his desk. "But I found this down there. And there's a skeleton. We need to investigate." Carter sighed, calling in a team. The next morning, they returned to the farm with divers and forensic techs. But the well was dry, the chamber empty. No skeleton, no locket, just mud and stone. The team laughed it off as a hallucination, blaming the fog and Mia's exhaustion. She insisted on searching the property, and in the barn, they found Clyde's body, hanging from a rafter, a note pinned to his chest. "She won't let me go." The case was ruled a suicide, but Mia couldn't let it rest. She dug into the archives, finding a missing persons report from 1972. Lily Peterson, age 7, presumed drowned in the well. The file was thin, the investigation cursory. No mention of suspects, just a closed case. But a handwritten note from the original officer caught her eye. "Heard singing, felt watched. Something's wrong here." That night, Mia returned alone, armed with a recorder and a determination to prove she wasn't crazy. The well hummed as she approached, the song softer now, pleading. She lowered the recorder into the water, letting it capture the sound. As she pulled it up, the air grew heavy, and the shadows returned, circling the well. She ran, the recorder clutched tight, and didn't stop until she was home. The recording was clear, a child's voice singing, then a deeper chorus, unintelligible but menacing. She played it for Carter, who paled but refused to act. "This ain't evidence, Torres. It's creepy, sure, but we can't base a case on ghost stories." Frustrated, Mia enlisted her old friend Jake, a journalist with a knack for the weird. He analyzed the recording, isolating the deeper voices. "These aren't natural sounds," he said, his voice low. "They're layered, like multiple people talking at once. And the frequency, it's messing with my equipment." They decided to confront the well again, this time with Jake filming. The night was moonless, the farm shrouded in mist. The song began as they approached, and Lily appeared, her form more solid. "You can free me," she said, "but you'll take my place." Before Mia could respond, the shadows lunged, pulling Jake into the well. His scream cut off abruptly, and the water went still. Mia fired her gun into the dark, the shots echoing uselessly. She fled, the recorder and camera abandoned. Back at the station, she reported Jake's disappearance, but the well was silent when the search team arrived. No body, no evidence. The case went cold, but Mia knew the truth. The well wasn't just a grave, it was a prison, and Lily was its warden. She started carrying salt in her pockets, a trick from an old folklore book, and avoided Willow Creek's edge. Weeks later, a hiker found Jake's camera near the farm. The footage showed Lily's face, then static, Then a glimpse of the shadows, human shapes with hollow eyes. Mia watched it once, then destroyed it. The singing haunted her dreams, a reminder of the deal she'd narrowly escaped. One night, a new call came in, a noise complaint at the Peterson farm. Mia froze, her hand on the radio. She didn't respond. Someone else would have to face the well, but as she sat in the dark, she heard it. A faint hum coming not from the radio, but from within her own home. The locket, still in her desk drawer, glowed faintly. She knew then that Lily wasn't done with her. The case of the singing well remained unsolved, its melody a whisper on the wind, waiting for the next soul to listen.